checked, and it just seems like they're keen on making business gossip columns, which is not really reliable. And I know that's not what the average person is looking for. And let's just
Yeah,
get down to brass tacks and focus on what's really going on here, rather than putting
you know
out
that show?
hit pieces prior to earnings calls a day before, right, or whatever it was.
Yeah, twice. They did it twice.
Yeah, come on,
Two
that's a
separate
crock of
earnings
shit.
calls. They released a
That's
hit
a crock
piece.
of shit.
And they got the writers. They got Henry Blodgett. They got that girl from Netflix, the new show Anna. I forget her
Yep.
last name.
Yeah,
Anna
Anna.
Sorokin or something like that.
Yeah, Anna.
She also was
Interesting.
a writer for Business Insider. That
Right.
fraud who
And
stole
that that girl was
$80 million.
that girl was a complete fraud. And the funniest thing about that is that I was told, I haven't watched that series on Netflix. I heard it was pretty good, but as far as that show Anna is concerned, I heard that a very well-known pharma bro by the name of Martin Shkreli had some dealings with her, and he actually has a character that's portrayed in the show. Interestingly enough, I didn't know that, but apparently he had some dealings with her. He went out to like dinner with like a different group of people, and in the process of doing that, it looks like, he had some dealings with her through other people and so on and so forth. But that is just such a fascinating story. Anna Sorokin or whatever, is that her name? Sorokin. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. Sorkin. But this girl just
This is
apparently,
what she looks like.
yeah, she just like defrauded everyone, and then now she's just kind of, I don't know. Is she walking free? Like, what is she doing? Her fake name was Anna Delvey. That was the name.
I don't even really know the truth, like the full
She's a
story behind this.
Russian. So she posed, at least this is the story I heard. She posed as the daughter of a wealthy German businessman. And the wealthy German businessman was like a
Oh, it kind
fake
of sounds like
person.
the
Fake
Tinder
person.
swindler.
Yes, this is the female equivalent of the Tinder swindler. Exactly. So it is this unbelievable tale. And again, I didn't see the Netflix series, but I've been in the know a little bit on this because I have seen a lot of the news coming out about this. And it's just such a fascinating situation where she basically posed as the heiress of a wealthy German businessman who didn't even exist. And she was kind of like commingling with people who were considered to be elitist within like that New York social circle and, outside of New York as well. And she just kind of like finagled her way in there, almost in a weird way, kind of like another guy, minus kids and an island and stuff like that. But just some really fascinating thing where people who can like manipulate their way in and into like these circles and take money from people. It's just real strange, dude. It's a real weird time. Yeah, and by the way, see
She
the
only stole $275,000. I mean, that's
yeah,
a lot of
so
money, but I feel like this was a nationwide story. Like, should have been more than $275,000.
yeah, so one of the main things that happened was that she was hanging out with someone. This was how she got caught, right? This is how blatant this girl was. And this is all alleged, by the way, of course. But so she allegedly was hanging out with someone within that New York elite social circle, and she was hanging out
Was
with
she was going to
someone.
like social clubs or whatever, like those
Yeah,
memberships
yeah,
in Manhattan?
exactly. Yep, exactly. So she
Like,
posed,
for like example, she was like going to like Soho Club and those kind of places.
yeah, maybe like Zero Bond and stuff like that. If she was able to get in there, sure. Any of
Okay.
those very popular, New York social clubs, things like that, where you could rub shoulders with a lot of powerful people, man. Pretty crazy. But she she went to some type of lunch with one of her friends that she met through this social circle and was introduced to an elderly lady. And the elderly woman said, "Hey, Anna, why don't you go pick up lunch for everyone?" And the lady gave Anna her credit card. Okay. So what happened
Why
after
would she just
is
give a random person her credit card?
because she trusts the intermediary. It's like if we were hanging out and you introduced me to Jim and I know that you trusted Jim, and you're like, oh, Jim's my friend, whatever, right?
Yeah, but I
So
wouldn't give Jim my credit card. I would give it to you
I
right now.
agree. I'm with you. I agree. But she's thinking the whole time, oh, this girl's gonna, you know, go pick up food for us, whatever. She takes the lady's credit card, goes to Bergdorf Goodman, goes to Barney's, goes to all these high end designer stores, and just fucking charges like a bastard and runs up a crazy bill, runs up
Wait,
like a
hold on.
100.
This is why people, right, on your credit cards, right, you have
This
to
is why your
have
fraud protections, people.
two-factor authentication whenever a purchase goes through. There's programs, right, where you have to text yes, and then the sale will go through. You
Yeah,
could have
over a
these
certain
for
amount, people.
sales as little as $1 if you want, where you
Yeah,
have to
what I
verify
would
it over
do,
the text message by saying yes and
yes.
confirming it.
So what I would
So
do,
these
folks,
people
is
didn't have any kind of fraud protection text messages on their phone because these were expensive purchases, and they didn't even get any messages from like Amex or Discover or Mastercard or whatever their credit card company was.
yeah. So this girl took this woman's credit card and just went to town on it, and she charged like over $100,000 in just bullshit purchases, like designer clothes, designer earrings, designer jewelry. Like, just went to fucking town here, and it was unbelievable. But as far as fraud protection, that's a great point. I love that you brought that up because we were touting credit cards the last time we spoke. Comparing them to debit cards. Credit cards are unbelievable for the fraud protection and some of the other different things you could take advantage of, perks and points and whatever. But again, it's all about being responsible. I would say for the average person, any charges that come in over $100, you definitely need 2FA, two-factor authentication, and you need to confirm it, by replying yes to some charge made over $100, or maybe even just make it 100 or more, right? So that's a big thing here. So what are you talking about here with good old Anna? You look like you got
Well,
something.